What is the cause of the odor to the best of your?
So hydrogen sulfide, which is an indicator of odor, is just a straight byproduct of sewage. So any plant that you go, it's what comes with the nature of the material that we have to handle. So, but what we also try, so that's just a natural part of the material that comes to us. So, but what we also need to do is to find multiple or better ways in terms of trying to address what is inherent in the product that we get. And so that's what we continue to put new processes online, new systems online, and we continue to look at where we can improve. So I'll give you an example. Say our primary tanks, we have taps over them now to help minimize things, but we also are ordering a new generation of covers for them that will be fabricated and be sent to us so that we can replace that, and then that will minimize any kind of emissions that may be coming into the tanks, coming out of the tanks. So we continuously do things like that to try to get to a point where we become invisible to the community where the impacts are not felt. And so similar for the headworks, we're going to have the scrubber that is going to come, air pollution device that is going to come before the end of the year. On the intermediate pumping station, we've started the new $8 million facility with at 25% efficiency now because we have to grow the microorganisms that feed on the waste. So we continue to do all those things, and we'll keep you abreast of that, and we'll continue to work with you and the community as to other ways that we can find and to minimize the impact on the community. But it is hydrogen sulfide is just inherent in wastewater.
Yeah, I understand. I've lived here 25 years, but it just seems that there's more of it than there has been in the past. And I think it was, Scott, 10 days ago, we got an update that everything had been resolved in terms of the sludge and everything else, and they're back to normal operations. Yet our residents are still complaining. So that's what I can't quite figure out, is why is there more than normal odor if things are back to where they were? I mean, I understand you're making capital improvements to the plant to make it even better than it was in the past. But if you're operating at the same level that you were prior to the incident July 11th, why are we still smelling odors? That's what I don't understand yet.
Can I piggyback on that just a bit? And that I would say I think the odors are very strong, and they're not your typical hydrogen sulfide sort of smell. I mean, it's not, the smell is, we're trying to describe smells, which is I don't really know how to do that. But the smells are different, they're strong, and they're bad. It's sort of varying, but like today it was, it's something bizarre, sort of almost like burnt. You can't really describe it, but it's not, we know what sewage smells like. It didn't smell like sewage, and I suspect that's from some sort of scrubbing additive or cleaning additive of some sort. I just think what people are describing and why you hear people voice to things like they're concerned about various chemistries is because it smells like something different, they don't know what it is, and they're concerned it could be something really bad for them. So I think that contributes.
So, council member, on that issue, we've had complaints in terms of saying bleach smells and things like that. We can assure you that we're not doing anything differently. So if you smell any kind of a different kind of a pollutant, we just have to work with you and your QMD to see whether that can be attributable to us. H2S is the signature that we know is attributable to us. But when we get things like bleach and all that stuff, we are not in any kind of a cleaning phase going on at this point. So that we are at a loss as to why that is being attributed to us. But we are willing to work with anybody that can help us in terms of how we look at those issues and see whether it is us or whether it's coming from any other kind of sources that are nearby or whatever. But at this point, we know when you talk about H2S, that's signature to us. That's something that is either from us or from a sewage pumping plant or a sewer in the street where a maintenance hole is not sealed or something. So you can attribute those to either us or your pump stations or your sewer lines. But when you come to any of those other kind of chemicals that seems to be consistent now, that has been attached to us, that's where, in working with the Alliance and trying to look at things, is how do we try to figure out what those sources are that may not necessarily be from us, or maybe it's from us, but we're not able to find it. But we know we're not doing anything differently, and that's the question that has come because we've received information saying, okay, everything seems maybe fine during the day, but at night it changes. Are you doing anything differently at night? And we've looked, and that's something that we've not been able to determine, that at least operationally wise, we're not doing anything differently. And so we'll continue to look at that and continue to work with you to try to see how we can best pinpoint what's happening with those other smells that are different from hydrogen sulfide.
Well,